During the break, we were talking, and Mike set the over-under on how long Greg Cody could do a plank at under 30 seconds. Cody objected to that. Cody just learned what a plank is. I think he's underestimating how hard this is to do. At the very least, we're going to send him into the other room right now to do a plank, and we're going to time him. At the very least, we're going to get the comedic content of how Cody is dressed today that you guys are going to be able to enjoy. His shorts, including boat shoes.
Are you going over or under? I would like to place bets on this. I am going under 30.
Well, I think what's going to happen is he's not going to do it correctly because you got to get your butt down, and the way to
I'll be
cheat,
there to make sure he does.
the way to cheat is to put your butt up. So you just heard CNN. George Hood set the male world record, longest time in the abdominal plank position, 8 hours, 15 minutes, and 15 seconds.
Greg Cody passed a minute right now.
Yeah.
Really?
No way.
Past 1 minute.
I mean, he might not be breathing anymore. I'm not sure, but I think he's still in that position.
All right. So, and he was doing it right. Let's get a report from Mike because I wasn't watching at that minute. Chris, Roy, how should we do this in terms of competition? A plank off, each of us against the other. Who I should be paired against Stugotz or somebody else?
I was thinking maybe what we do is we send the person out there who we think will be the best at it, and they establish a time, and then we can maybe take turns trying to beat that time. Like right now, Greg is setting the standard.
Wow.
He's still going, apparently. I don't know.
Amazing.
That is hard to believe that your father, who has been a picture of lacking health for the last 12 months
I'm getting
or so.
worried. I don't want him to start straining. Like, I kind of want him to stop.
This is encouraging. No.
Chris, his body is going to feel so bad tomorrow because he willfully decided to activate ab muscles that haven't been used since his 20s.
I think he's at like 3 minutes,
No.
He just
man.
stopped. He just stopped.
Yeah, he's getting
I
up
don't
now.
have an official time, but I would guess somewhere in the early 2-minute range.
That's hard to
Wow.
believe. That is legit. Okay, so that he has set the standard so far on a plank.
Greg Cody's the benchmark?
Okay, well, Mike, help me out here. How long did he just go, and did he do it right from the very beginning with no cheating?
2.5 minutes.
Lorenzo has the
crazy.
official time at 2:24.
Wow.
I was looking at the clock at 15, and he went 2.5 minutes by my count.
He
so
did put the
somewhere in there.
bow and elbow. I mean,
Thank you.
Legitimately surprised here. We've lost the happy oath. Chris Cody has been a bit of a misery today. We're not used to it. His father was just up here with his arms raised like Tim Robbins in Shawshank Redemption when he comes out of the sewer poop. He just announced, I'm exultant. Why is Chris so despondent back there?
I've never seen Chris like this before. Chris is a very positive, upbeat person, and even when he's not, he pretends to be, right? So, like, you know, not to say that he's not always like that, but he can put on a show if he's feeling blue. Chris just exclaimed at one point, I don't like this feeling. And we look at him, we're like, what are you talking about? He's like, I want redemption. He's devastated that he lost to his dad at a plank competition.
Yeah, I've lost to everybody, but the dad part, because I'm on him all the time about his health and how out of shape he is. And I couldn't even do a plank longer than him. I want to do it again. I don't even care if you videotape it. I'm going to go out there
Greg
and
Cody,
do it again.
would you want a rematch, or you just want to retire as the victor? If we put you next to each other out
head
there
to
right
head,
now, head
face
to head,
to face.
Oh, wow.
face to face, is that something that you'd want to do?
Of course, I'm willing. Sure.
are you
man.
sure, though? I mean, you're doing this twice in
His
one day.
confidence
He's
is
younger.
terrifying.
All right,
Yeah,
let's see
I
what
mean,
we've got. Let's
wow.
go ahead and do it out there. Chris and Greg have begun, and now and Chris's butt is a little too high. He needs a little too high. He needs a little too much help. He is flatten that out, Mike. You got to flatten that out.
Yep. I'm going to go with Chris here, though, only because this is Greg's second go-around.
But it's Chris's too.
Well, and Greg,
Yeah, I know, but
Greg
Greg's
had
a
more
bit older.
miles on the
Right.
arms. Yeah.
Yes, yeah. I mean, he did put the bow and elbow. He told us that
I
earlier.
can't
but
believe that Greg Cody initially did 2.5 minutes at that. And I feel like the country at large here listening to me, I feel like the country sides with me on this is harder than you guys are making this look.
Greg's form is really good, especially compared to Chris's. Chris is still a little high in the butt area. More like he's at like a 75-degree
Let's go to
angle.
Chris right now live. How is Chris doing? Chris, you look like you're struggling. Your dad is making it look easier than you are.
Yeah, I don't know why I did this. I don't know why I wanted a rematch.
Right.
This is not my strength.
And lunch is here. I mean, just to make matters worse, just so you know.
Mike, are you flabbergasted? Are you flabbergasted, Mike, by how perfect Greg Cody's form is here?
I can tell you by standing over them, Chris is shaking a lot more than Greg. I honestly think that Greg could have done it longer the first go-around. He's pretty cool right now. Greg, any comments?
Cucumbers take their cool from me.
He's in boat shoes also, which can't be easy.
It's amazing.
He's wearing boat shoes, he's wearing shorts, and he's wearing a collared shirt. Mike.
Chris is.
I'm done.
Chris is done.
Wow.
He's done.
Oh,
my God.
God.
This was worse than the first time.
Still going even though Chris dropped out.
All right, Greg, go for Billy now. Go for 4 minutes. Let's go.
Greg
Set
Cody.
the record. Keep going.
141.
I
Chris.
can't believe how easy Greg Cody is making this look.
Oh, my God.
Any words?
I am.
Well, I'm going for a PR.
Okay, good.
Walk into the ocean.
Give me,
Oh, man.
I'll get till 2:30. What was my time last time?
2:30.
Give me 2:45.
He's calling it.
He's going to beat me now.
This is a bit breathtaking. Well, literally in the case of Chris Cody, but the idea that Greg now he is going to not be able to get out of bed tomorrow.
And the next day.
He might not come in next Tuesday, but he is going to break his personal record of 2 minutes and 30 seconds. Congratulations, Greg Cody. Congratulate him, Mike, because he's broken his personal record of 2:30.
Past 2:30, Greg.
Oh, man.
Still unbelievably
2:37.
good.
240.
Really?
So this is Stu's second time, so keep that for context because his body may tire out a little bit here. And Dan has yet to show his cards.
Yes.
Your thoughts?
Well, I can tell you it was much tougher the second time around for me. I think this is a mental exercise. I think the mind has to leave the body and go to a calmer place. For me, that's the key to the whole endeavor.
All right, our two combatants are presently getting in position. Billy is out there to give us play-by-play.
And Dan has changed shirts. He's wearing a long sleeve. Let's see how that affects his planking.
Bold strategy.
He has also emptied his bladder, and he was gone for a very long time. So he emptied a lot in that bladder.
Are we
Yeah,
making
he did.
predictions here? Do we want to get out with predictions?
I'm going to take Stugotz here. Are we
Yeah,
all
yeah,
going
I think so.
predictions?
Yeah.
No, I'm going
Stugotz.
Dan. I'll go
Yeah.
Dan.
You're going Dan?
That guy's
Yeah.
going to lose.
Billy,
That guy's
you're
gonna lose.
on the scene right now. What is the present mood amongst our combatants?
Hey guys, it's Billy. So Stugotz is here, and he's already reminding Dan that he has done this already once today, so the excuses have already started.
All right, well, let's get them in position as they are right now. Get them in plank position.
All right, they're set.
All right, gentlemen, on my mark, we are going to go 3,
3,
2,
2,
1.
1.
And they are off. Right now, right off the bat, I can tell Dan got into position slowly. He is trying
That's
to
a heady
regulate-
play in a head-to-head matchup.
is
You want to
trying-
make sure you're the last person fully set.
Now, Dan's ass is a little high in the air.
Yeah, a little too high.
it looks like two pyramids we got going
Yeah,
up
but
right here.
it seems as though Dan is trying to regulate his breathing, taking some more of a Zen approach. So far early on, Greg, as our expert, what do you make of their form?
You know what? My immediate thought goes to the elbows themselves. Hopefully our judges have inspected those elbows because when you have long-sleeved shirts, the incidence of elbow padding is rampant within the planking
That is very
sport.
true.
Good
Dan
point.
and
Good point.
Stugotz have just eclipsed 30 seconds. Billy, you're on the scene. What can you tell us about the elbow placement and the form?
Their elbows do not seem to be padded as Greg thinks they may be, so I don't think there's any performance enhancers there. Just as an aside, Stugotz has more gray hair than I had realized previously. I don't know if that's something that we want to address, Stugotz.
Stress. I didn't ask for any of this.
Let's check in with our other fighter, Dan LeBatard, to see how he's doing.
Dan, how are you doing?
It's a bit of a labor.
Labor of love.
I can tell Dan's legs are starting to tremble a little bit. Billy, you got a great view right now. How much trembling is going on with those two gigantic frames?
I'd say, oh wow, these are really nice pants. I'd say, no, he seems pretty steady right now. I think the little trembling that he had, he's worked out.
Oh, but he just readjusted, and the top of the pyramid has gotten higher on Dan LeBatard's body.
It really has.
Stugotz, are you trying to psych your opponent out any?
Are you trying to psych your opponent out?
No, but I'm going to start tickling him soon.
Yeah, well, that would break
That'd
up
be
your
cheating,
play.
yeah.
Well, the good news is I think you've both already beat Chris Cody.
Yes.
Who hasn't?
You
I
guys,
hate everyone.
Our combatants are about to eclipse the 2-minute mark. This is a pretty respectable showing. Greg, so far, they are at 2 minutes mark right now. At 2 minutes, what was your body doing?
Well,
I'll make a deal right now. You go down, I go down.
the body begins to tremble at the 2 minute
Three.
mark.
Let's go down together. 1,
Dan-
2, 3, down. That didn't work. I'm gonna go down.
Oh, wow.
Stugotz is tapped out.
Stugotz is tapped out in his second show, and Dan's still going.
Dan, keep it going. You
semi-strong.
could beat Greg here.
Trying to eclipse Greg's total. Right now, this is all Dan against Greg.
I finally won something. I said Dan would win.
Stugotz, how you feeling?
I am hurting right now. I mean, I haven't planked one time in my life until today, and today I did it twice. Yeah, Dan is going for Anthony's record. He should really go for the Guinness Book of World Records. Dan, you only have 8 days remaining.
No, Billy set the record at 4 minutes. Billy, check in with Dan. Let's see where his mind's at right now.
Oh, he just went
His mind's on the
down.
ground
Oh,
right now.
man.
His mind and stomach are on the ground. Let's check in with Dan LeBatard, the host. See exactly how he's doing.
God, that was deeply unpleasant.
I feel like Diana Rossini.
So what was Dan's time there? 2:49. So when you take his 2:49 plus the 2 times I did it for a combined 5 minutes, I won. How about that?
All right, congratulations.